Hello Eurovision fans, thank you so much for coming to my channel Eurovision Histories. In this video I want to talk about the Grand Final of Eurovision 2023, which happened yesterday, of course. We have a new winner. I want to analyze all of the performances and the results especially. I'll also look at the semi-final results which have been published already. And there will be timestamps in this video because I think it might be a bit long. If you don't want to listen to all of my ramblings, you can skip to the part that you're actually interested in. Generally, I just have to say that I felt so blessed yesterday to be a Eurovision fan and to have a hobby like this that can give me so much joy by just watching TV for a few hours. This was such an amazing show, great hosts, wonderful performances, great songs, also great interval act. I really loved it, and I have to say that I'm quite happy with the result. Also, I wasn't really Team Loreen or Team Kärijä to begin with. I really like both of these songs, and they have been up and down in my top, and sometimes Kärijä was second, sometimes Loreen was second. Number one was always Marco, who had a great night, and I'm really happy about that, but I'll talk about that when I get there. I just have to say, we are Eurovision fans. We should come together behind the winner Loreen. I think Tattoo will be a major international hit, and that can only be good for Eurovision. Having a song like Cha 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 come second is also good for Eurovision because it shows that you can be unique, you can sing in your own language and have success at Eurovision. So I'm really happy about that as well. And let's just come together. She will be representing all of us in a way the next few months. And if she has an international hit, and I'm kind of hoping that she will cross over to America even, and people will start talking about Eurovision, that can only help the thing that we love so much. So I really don't think we should talk about it's not fair because Kärijä won the televote. Yes, he did, but we all knew the rules when we went into this. So she is the legitimate winner and a historic winner also. I mean, she's the first woman to win twice, only the second person to win twice as a performer. Absolutely amazing. Sweden has now equaled Ireland's record of 7 wins, which has held up since I have followed Eurovision, and that is quite amazing to see as well. I hope Ireland take note and kind of change their whole attitude towards Eurovision because they really need to do that. So I'm really happy with the winner, to be honest, because it's just a very good song. About the show, I mean, the opening, you already knew that this was gonna be special when they did the opening with Kalush Orchestra in the Kiev metro, which made me so emotional because I was there in Eurovision 2017 in exactly that station, I think, where they filmed that. And now it's a war zone and I'm just so saddened by it. Russia attacked Tvorchi's hometown right before the performance. So disgusting that they did that, and I'm so sorry, and I hope everyone is okay. I didn't quite see the news yet. I will check later on. But the opening was still amazing. I mean, you had Kate Middleton. When that came on, I was like, wow, they really pulled out all of the stops. I love Joss Stone too. I love her. She's one of my favorite artists, and to see her was amazing. Andrew Lloyd Webber. That whole performance gave me goosebumps all over, and it was just a great opening to the final. I thought that the flag parade was great too, with the different Ukrainian artists interspersing the artists coming out. It just gives the whole thing a bit of an Olympic feel and shows the unity and representing your country. I really love that. And just the whole show in general, the hosts were amazing. Graham, I knew was going to be amazing, but Hannah Waddingham has really become, along with Petra Mede, maybe the best Eurovision host I have ever seen, to be honest. She was so good. I did like the songbook. I kind of expected a little bit more. There were some highs and some lows. Like Mahmoud looked like he just woke up singing Imagine. I don't know what happened there. Cornelia Jacobs was great. And this moment with Duncan Lawrence and all of the participants, the all-stars coming out, singing with him, the hosts coming out, and the pictures from Kiev, it was just also so emotional. I almost teared up. And Hannah Waddingham did too. She almost cried, I think. And I mean, just a great way to connect also Liverpool and Ukraine. They really did a wonderful job. The BBC can be really proud of themselves, and they did Ukraine proud as well. Let's get to the performances and the results. I will go from last place, which will be difficult for me, to first place and talk about the results, the performance, and what I thought happened and why the result is as it is. I will also let you know whether my prediction was off. There were a few where it was really, really off, for example, Israel, but others that I got right against all the odds and against many commentators saying that they would be doing well, but let's get to that. I'm not going to do an I told you so. I saw a lot of nasty comments below videos of other YouTubers. I'm not going to be like, I told you so, it was going to happen, because we all try to predict and we try to do the best we can. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. All right, all of this to say that Germany came last once again. I mean, I looked it up since 2015, we have been last or second to last in every single edition except 2018. And usually I understood why, and I think we deserve to come last, not this year. And usually I also scream foul at NDR and ARD about the selection process. I do not understand what happened here. They were 26, as you can see in this wonderful graphic that I did, 26 with the juries, so last. Thank you, Czechia and Iceland, for giving us at least 3 points. And 24th with the televote. I really expected them to kind of get a good, like 100 points or something televote, but that didn't happen. I don't understand why. I mean, when I saw the performance, I kind of thought something is lacking. There isn't really enough energy, and there were just so many other rock entries that were more energetic in a way. So I was a bit concerned, but I always thought that the performance was memorable enough and they have a fan base. I don't know what happened, honestly. I cannot tell you. I'm a bit scared of the discussion that might be happening in Germany now, because we've tried a lot of things and nothing works, and I really don't know what else we can do, to be honest, because I really did think we would get a better result. Then 25th is the UK, May Muller, I Wrote a Song. I mean, when this was on, the crowd went wild, the arena loved it, but honestly, it felt completely flat. I mean, there were backing singers missing. The chorus felt completely empty, as I've said in a few other videos, and this kind of deserved, the spot that it got. 22nd with the juries, 25th with the televote. So yeah, I really hope that this doesn't mean that the UK goes back to what they did before, sending mediocre entries and then crying foul again when they have a bad result. I do hope that Brits saw this whole show and saw how many quality entries there were, and that she and her vocals were just not enough to do it. She posted a very gracious tweet where she said that she was really happy to take part. This wasn't the result she was after, obviously, but she was really happy to have done it. And I do hope that the UK continues with that. It didn't really help to have Sam Ryder right after her and kind of reminding us what the UK sounded like last year. So yeah, I think a deserved result, unfortunately, for the United Kingdom. Serbia, I did predict this to come bottom 5 and people were attacking me for it. So I'm kind of vindicated for this. He came 23rd with the juries, 23rd with the televote, one of the very few entries where both of them kind of agreed. I think that this was just too messy, too out there, too different, and also too early on in the running order to make an impact. I think that the diaspora didn't really go for this because it was a bit too queer, maybe. That is one interpretation I had. Or maybe because it was just too out there. And yeah, I kind of anticipated a result like this for Serbia. Then in 23rd place, this really breaks my heart. Portugal, I thought she was fantastic, absolutely amazing. On-point vocals, 100%. So the juries aren't apparently voting only on vocals, even though we have a few entries where we might think that. She came only 18th with the jury, which I think is not deserved. I think she deserved a much higher placing. 22nd with the televote, coming on so early in second place. Okay, that is kind of understandable. People forgot about it, or people hadn't even tuned in yet. But the jury should have given her more points because she was just incredible. And I'm so happy to have this performance and this song in my memory kind of and in my playlist. So obrigado Portugal for this great song. You didn't deserve 23rd place, I don't think. And I mean, again, this final, I thought again, the whole of Europe is listening to a song in Portuguese and then a song in Romanian and then a song in French and Italian and Slovene. And that's why I love Eurovision. That's just what made me so happy yesterday, to have all of these different musical styles and languages and really the diversity of Europe on one stage. Then 22nd, another very diverse entry, Albania. Big discrepancy between juries and televote. The juries put her 21st, so bottom five. And then in the televote, she came 10th. I think this is the kind of performance that really appeals to people that like ethnic songs, also to Albanians that live in other countries and think about their family. And it was just very Albanian, and I think that helped it a lot to get so many televotes. I'm really happy for them. I think they had a great performance, and I was really happy that this was in the final. And 22nd is an okay place, I think, for a song like this. Qualifying was already a success, so I think they should be proud of themselves. In 21st, we have Slovenia and Joker out. 19th with the juries and 16th with the televote. I really expected something more. They were late on in the running order. It was such a cool, charismatic performance. They really seemed like stars to me. Like an international career is waiting for them. Maybe they will be the Rosalind of this year. Rosalind also came like 20th last year. They deserved something more, but you know, you hear me saying that some songs deserve more, but you know, you have to fill the places with something, and I guess Slovenia had to fill 21st. Bit sad about that, but yeah, someone has to come in the lower ranks as well. Then 20th, we have Switzerland. I put Schweiz because Switzerland is too long for this graphic. He came 14th with the juries. I kind of thought he might do better with that. And 18th with the televote. So quite okay, I think. I think this Switzerland kind of expected something more when they selected this song. But then when they saw the first reactions, they were probably happy to qualify, and then 20th place is not a bad thing. I really, really hope that he returns at some point with a different, better song, because his vocals were absolutely outstanding. He doesn't miss a note or a beat. Really, really good. And I will be following him and see what kind of music he puts out, because I really, really love his voice very much. It's also the kind of song that I can sing along to with my register. Okay, 19th place, Poland. This came 24th with the juries, deservedly so, I think, and then 8th with the televote. I predicted this to come bottom 5 because I did think this would get a few televotes, but not this many. It is a catchy, fun performance. She's good looking. It is the kind of song that people might like to have a bit of fun. It is charting in a few countries, so that's an indication that people really did like it. And I'm happy for Poland and for her, but I kind of think that they didn't really deserve 19th place. And especially coming 8th in the televote shows you that we do need the juries, I think. Then we have Moldova in 18th place. He came 20th with the juries. His vocals weren't really that great yesterday, and I think the whole performance is not very jury-friendly. Lots of stuff happening, quite messy. And then 9th with the televote makes sense, late on in the running order. Lots of things happening, and a bit gimmicky, and I think people just remembered that. And Moldova is always doing well in the televote. I really liked when he said at the end of the performance, Moldova is Europe, we love you. That really showed that they really wanted to be there and represent Moldova. In 17th place, again, this is a bit of a revindication for me, Spain. They came ninth with the jury. She was perfect vocally, and I think that is why she got ninth with the jury. But she came last with the televotes with only 5 points. I'm not sure where they came from. I have to check that. But I kind of have been saying this all season. I think this was not accessible enough to a general audience, and this televote score shows that that is true. She is a great artist. She is a great vocalist, but this song was just too niche and too special and too different to really make an impact on the general audience. And even the jurors only placed it ninth, even though she had the most impressive vocals of the whole year. I have to say, when I saw the performance, it kind of clicked a little bit, and I kind of thought, wow, the staging is good, even though I didn't really like it most of the season because I thought it was way too frantic and way too many things were happening. But in the end, I kind of thought that this was going to happen, that Spain wasn't going to do well. I kind of expected a bit better than 17th, to be honest, but it is what it is. I do love that Spain sent this entry. I do love that we had this color in Eurovision, and I hope that next year in Benidorm they will find a winner, because I do think that Spain deserves to win at some point soon, because they have a great selection now with Benidorm Fest. I do have to say that I think Egonay and other entries in Benidorm would have done equally as good or bad, depending on how you see it, as Blanca Paloma. So I do think that they made the right choice in the end. Then, this was a big surprise, I think, for many people. France came 16th with Lazara. I thought that her performance was quite good. I do think that the staging completely destroyed any chance that she had. Also, the early running order wasn't helping, but I'm kind of expecting a few salty comments and reactions from her, because I don't know if you saw that, but when she got the televote score, she kind of flipped the middle finger. I guess she listened to Twarchi a bit too much. But yeah, 16th with the juries. I don't know whether there was some vocal issue maybe in the jury final, and 14th with the televote. In the end, now looking back at it, but in hindsight, everything is clearer. Looking back at it, this is not the kind of performance that is impactful enough, I guess, to get a lot of televotes. I did think she would do better with the juries, though. In 15th place, we have Edgar Allan Poe, Tia and Selena, 8th with the juries, and only 21st with the televote. And here, I have to say, they came second in their semifinal, which was 100% televote, and then they put them first in the running order. I don't think that was fair. I think that completely destroyed their chances of a good result. You can see 21st in the televote. I think that is mainly because of performing first, because otherwise the song is a catchy pop tune that the public should have voted for more. But I'm glad that they came at least 8th with the juries. I guess they understood the criticism of the music industry and voted for it. So I'm quite happy for them because of that. But 21st in the televote and 15th overall is an okay result, I guess, but I had hoped for a top 10 for them. Then, in 14th place, Armenia. Here, the juries and the televoters are kind of agreeing. 12th with the juries, 13th with the televoters, and 14th overall. So it's kind of the result that I think is deserved in a way. It is a great song. I love that this was in the final, but it wasn't maybe instant enough, I guess, to do even better. I'm a bit surprised. I did think that she would get a bit more televote because she's such a star in Armenia, but yeah, 13th is not bad, I think, for her. 13th, Mama kupila traktorašt. I mean, when this came on and when they take their clothes off, I laughed my off, even though I had seen this performance and I have analyzed this song 100 times. It gets me every single time to see these older men take off their clothes and just do whatever they want on that stage. I think it was amazing to see them like that. I think the song is so catchy. I really thought that they would do even better in the televote, but 7th is good. And the juries completely destroyed this, which I think is a bit of a shame because this is a song that has a meaning. They have a long history as a band. They kind of didn't deserve to come 25th with the juries. But overall, 13th for Croatia is a great result. I think the best result since the last time they were in the final. And I do hope that they are gonna do well in the future as a country, and also the band, because I really, really think they are quite special and I'm gonna follow them from now on. Then in 12th place, we have Cyprus. I think this is a bit overvalued, to be honest. It's quite a generic pop song. He did perform it really well. And I know a lot of friends of mine that were voting for this because of, what he brought onto the stage, which I do understand. 11th with the televote, 13th with the juries. I guess they liked the slick pop song. I do think they overvalue these generic pop songs a bit too much in the juries, but overall, a great result for Cyprus. I'm happy for him. And in the Australia duel, he kind of lost against Voyager, but overall, I think he can be very happy with this result. Then in 11th place, we have my dear, dear Monika Linkaite with Stay, one of my favorite songs this year. She really delivered a great performance. I think she did have some audio issues, but she still managed to deliver an amazing vocal performance, I think. I did think she would do a bit better with the juries, only coming 11th and 15th with the televote, but overall, a really, really good performance, I do have to say. Apparently, I was on Lithuanian television right before the final. If you have like a link of this video, please send it to me or comment, because I really would like to see how that turned out. But overall, I'm quite happy with Lithuania's result. Now we are entering the top 10, and we have Czechia. I'm really happy that they made it into the top 10. However, they did that mostly because of the juries. They came 10th with the juries and only 17th with the televote. However, by the way, between 10th and 15th place, there are only 9 points. So it's really, really close together. So they were kind of lucky to get into the top 10. Any other of the songs I just mentioned might have done that as well. But really impactful performance, quite emotional, great message, great staging. I'm really happy that they managed to come top 10. Many people doubted that, myself included. So I'm really happy that they made it. Then in 9th place, we have a big surprise to me. I'm kind of baffled at the jury score. 9th, Australia, Voyager. I don't quite understand what the jury saw in the song. I did not expect this to be the rock song that would be doing the best and all of the bands. But I'm really happy for them because they seem like really, really cool people. Their reaction to this 20th place in the televote was hilarious. And I think they deserve the 9th spot just for being cool people. But the song itself, I still don't quite understand. And I don't know what the juries saw in it. But a big discrepancy again between the jury score and the televote score for Australia. That is quite something that has happened a few times in the last couple of years. Then in 8th place, quite happy about this, even though I did not predict this. I predicted bottom 5 for her, but I'm really happy that she did so well. 5th with the juries for Estonia and Alika, and 19th with the televote. I mean, she was early on. She came after Italy. I think that didn't help with the televote, but the juries did see the great vocal capacity that she has, and quite rightfully, she got a lot of jury points for that. Great result for Estonia. Really happy for them. And then this, I did predict top 10 in the end. This was the biggest grower of the whole season for me, and I think for a lot of people. It was staged amazingly well. His vocals were amazing. This was such a lot of fun. And it came 12th with the televote. He kind of, I think, expected a little bit more when he got around 50 points. But 7th with the juries, so a really, really good result for Belgium. No one expected this, and this is one of these cases where the fans didn't like the entry because it had won against other fan favorites in the national final. I think next year we have to really remember that we have to look at the song itself and not think of the whole accompanying situation, so to speak. So yeah, really happy for him and for Belgium for this really, really good result. In 6th place, we are nearing the top 5. Yeah, we have Ukraine, 15th with the juries, which I think is okay, is fine. 4th with the televote, so there was a big televote for Ukraine again. The song was slick and modern and catchy, but I do think that there was quite some support votes as well. The news that their hometown had been attacked right before their performance broke, at least on German media, during the voting, so that might have influenced that a little bit. But overall, 6th for Ukraine is, I think, a place that deserved, and I'm happy for them that they did so well. Now, let's enter the top 5. In 5th place, we have Norway. She did amazingly well with the televote, 3rd place with the televote, and only 17th with the juries. I don't really understand that, why they vote a lot for Cyprus, but not for this song. I didn't quite understand that. I don't know whether it was the vocals in the jury final or something like that, but don't really get that. I think I'm really happy that she is 5th and that this song is going to be a hit, I think. I do think that the entire top 5, either the artist will be a star or the song can be a hit. So I'm really, really happy with the top 5 as they are. I'm especially happy with 4th place. Now I'm going to say it. I told you so, that he was going to be top 5, and he was. 3rd with the juries, by 1 point beaten by Israel, or he would have been 2nd, and 6th in the televote. He actually got almost the same score from both the juries and the televote. He was phenomenal, great vocals. I do think he had some audio issues, but pulled through, and it kind of made the performance more memorable. It seemed like he was suffering, and that really added to the drama of the performance. I'm so happy that he got the result that he deserved. I think he is a star already, but maybe this can be a door into an international career. I think he's a great person, a great artist. I have followed him for a long time, and I'm so happy that Italy got this result. And we have to say that in the top 5, we have, except for Israel, maybe all 4, Sweden, Finland, Norway, and Italy, all have national final selections that have worked, that have a history, and that work, obviously, that always produce very good results. And yeah, again, really happy. He knew which demographic he had to appeal to. He published a picture of him on the bed with a bare chest and in leather pants on Twitter right before the show with the number where you would vote for him. He had the gay flag in the flag parade. So I kind of think that he knew what he was doing, and good for him. Love Italy, love Marco. I was so happy with this. This was a big surprise for me as well. Israel, 3rd. I think Noa Kirel is going to be a star. She has all the elements that you need to be a star. And I'm really happy for Israel that they got this very good result. I kind of predicted something worse because I thought that the juries would not go for a song like this that was so obviously constructed to be used in Eurovision, to have a dance break. But I mean, the song is doing really well on the charts, so I was completely wrong about this one. And yeah, sorry, Israel, that I didn't predict this. But I mean, I can't get everything right. And she got 5th with a televote, so people obviously loved it as well. It's charting already in a few countries. So I do hope that this can be the beginning of a career for Noa Kirel. Now, in 2nd place, we have Kärijä with Cha Cha Cha. Amazing performance. The vocals at the end weren't 100%, and he kind of hit his head against a rope or something when he was running around the box. That was all I noticed, but it was such a joy watching him perform. The crowd went absolutely crazy, and they also went crazy for him during the voting, which I thought was a bit borderline in some points. I think you saw on Graham's face that he thought that it might get a bit out of hand because the crowd was chanting cha 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 while Sweden was getting a lot of jury points, and Italy and Israel as well. Yeah, that was something where I wasn't quite happy with the crowd reaction, I have to say. 5th with the juries, which I think many people didn't quite expect. And then 1st with the televote, with a giant televote, almost as much as Ukraine last year, 378 points, I think. That is a giant televote. He can be so proud of himself. But in the end, it is a contest where it's 50% jury and 50% televote. And so we got the winner that we got, and that was Sweden. She won the jury vote, obviously, with a giant point total, and then also came 2nd with the televote. When they had the split screen, I was kind of thinking Sweden can't have gotten less than 187 points, I think it was, because the song is charting all over the place. As I said at the beginning of this video, it is going to be an international hit, and that is good for Eurovision. This is a historic win again. She equaled Johnny Logan's record Sweden equals Ireland's record. And so I'm quite happy with the result for Eurovision as a Eurovision fan. And again, I just enjoyed watching this performance. I do think that the winning performance was the best that we have ever seen her. The vocals were 100% on point, much better than in the run-through performance. So I do think that she is a deserved winner. I do hope that she doesn't come back for a third time, because that would be overkill, and she might win it again if she tries. So yeah, that are my thoughts on all of the 26 performances. This is quite a long video, sorry. But I also want to talk about the semi-final results. You can see them here. Semi-final 1 was actually won by Finland. Sweden almost beat by Israel and Noa Kirel, which is a bit surprising to me as well. Israel doing really, really well. People really loved that performance. Czech Republic in 4th place. Moldova 5th, then Norway. Norway, I thought, would be doing much, much better. And in the final, she obviously came 3rd in the televote. So I don't know what happened there. Switzerland, Croatia doing a bit worse than I thought. Portugal making it. And then the big story, I think, is Serbia got 37 points and 10th place. And Latvia, dear Latvia, that hasn't qualified in such a long time, got 34 points. So they were missing 3 points to actually make it to the final. That is a bit sad to me. I think I would have preferred Latvia over Serbia, to be honest. Then Ireland, look at this. Ireland, 10 points. Netherlands, 7 points. Azerbaijan, 4 points. And Malta last with 3 points. So you can see that people really did have a preference for the top 5, or maybe let's say top 6, including Norway. And then the rest, especially the non-qualifiers, except Latvia, were really just the rest of the bunch and didn't really get a lot of points. It was a really strong semi-final, so that makes a bit of sense. But still, I don't think that Malta deserved only 3 points. Let's look at the second semi-final. As I said, I mean, this is also incredible. Australia won this semi-final with quite a margin, and then in the final, they don't do that well. I mean, especially in the televote. So I think there's an argument here about the running order, that the running order actually does make a big difference, because they closed their semi-final, and then in the final they were 15th with some rock entries coming after it. So I do think that here the running order really made a difference. Same for Austria, which was 2nd in the semi-final. And this kind of tells me that the producers don't know who did well in the semifinals, because otherwise it would just be unfair to put them first and kind of destroy their chances of qualifying. And you see it here, Blanka and Poland came 3rd in the semifinal. People really loved that performance, apparently, for reasons I still don't quite understand, but good for her that she came 3rd. Lithuania doing really well with a televote-only semifinal. Joker out doing well. Then Armenia, Cyprus, Belgium, Albania, and actually all 10 qualifiers got a lot more points than the other non-qualifiers. Iceland actually 11th, then Georgia with 33 points, Greece with 14 points, Denmark with 6 points, and then I've kind of cut San Marino out, sorry about that, but we have 2 0-pointers, and these are Romania and San Marino. Really sorry for both of them. They did not deserve 0 points, but I also can kind of see why that happened in the end, because they were just a bit underwhelming performances, maybe. But really sorry that we did have some 0 points, because in the final, the lowest score was ours, Germany, with 18 points, which is still quite good. Okay, thank you. I think we made it to the end of this video. I talked about everything I wanted to talk about, I think. There will be more videos coming up. I'm going to do chart updates, as I hope many of these songs become international hits. I will also do analysis of the votes, where they came from, with maps, because I love maps. So you can look forward to that. Subscribe to my channel. I'll do Eurovision history videos to counteract the Eurovision depression that is going to set in quite soon for me, and I guess for some of you as well. So do check the channel from time to time. I won't be posting every day, obviously, but Yeah, thank you so much for this Eurovision season. It has been a joy seeing so many of you listening to what I have to say, which is still kind of baffling to me. Thank you for subscribing and for joining this community. And I can't wait for 2024 with Luxembourg. That's another big news. Luxembourg is back. I'm going to do a video on that, I think, as well, on the history of Luxembourg at the contest. So yeah, I'll see you then in my next video. Eurovision season 2023 is over. Kind of sad, but we got some really great memories and additions to Eurovision history. So thank you and bye-bye.